to our channel, A Trade of You. I'm your girl A-Marie.
And I'm One.
And in today's video we will be discussing femininity and masculinity. We know, like, as women, we've got this thing, or there's this stigma, especially within the black community, of being like a strong, independent woman holding it down. I don't need no man. And I can say I've been part of that movement. That movement. The revolution will be televised. I've been that way, but I'm a single mother of two, so it's also like I had no choice. And I come from a single mother, or I should say an independent parent home as well. Okay. But my dad was, it's not like he weren't there, he was there, but he was there. He wasn't, I ain't gonna put my business out. But what I'm saying, I was raised by my mum and my grandmother and my grandfather first, and then when I came here to England, then I was raised by my mum. But even within, like, having my granny and my granddad together, my granny was still the boss.
Well, the head of the family.
She's still the head of the family. Like, granddad's there, he's the man. But I think within our community it's different, whereas the woman, she still has a lot of power even though she's in the house. It's not a case of, oh, barefoot and naked and just having kids.
Taking orders.
Yes, and the man is telling you what to do. So I think that's where the divide and the battle comes, because if you're like me, like I'm a alpha female and an independent woman, it's like, well, you're not going to tell me what to do. My daddy didn't tell me what to do.
But I think as well, the whole masculine women these days, if there are absent fathers, they have no choice but to be masculine. I mean, who else is going to teach you how to be masculine unless it's learned behaviour, like you're saying? It comes from those higher up, and if those are more powerful women, if all you see is women in your family, majority, doing both roles, then that's where the masculine energy comes from, I would say. You know,
the masculine traits, I talk about energy. Because like you said, a single parent home, like my mom, so she raised me, she's a strong boss woman. My granny was a strong woman, so therefore I'm a strong woman. But sometimes you have to learn, which is something I had to personally learn, to allow your man, your partner, when he comes in your life, to lead. And not necessarily follow blindly. I feel like it should be team effort.
It's balanced, definitely.
Balance. As I see, you're the head, this is my view. I'm not saying everyone don't have to agree with me, it's just me. I want to be led within reason, but respectfully led, not blindly led. So give me something to follow, okay? But he'll be the head, the man is the head, but I'm the neck. And the head can't move without the neck. So we've got to work together. It has got to be a team effort. I don't agree with the dictatorship where the man says this and that is it. It goes. You have no say.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be competitive either. You're there to balance each other out. Just because if he takes on that masculine role and you take on the feminine role, does not mean that now you're less of a person or what you say don't matter. It needs to be balanced in order for a relationship to work, so you need that communication anyway. And within a relationship, men will have that femininity and women will have that masculinity as well. And it doesn't mean that they're not men anymore. It's just healthy to have both. And
if men are vulnerable or emotional or crying and stuff, it doesn't mean that they're soft, or if they're sensitive, it doesn't mean they're weak, because, you know,
that's the femininity
that's the feminine trait. Or I don't want to say it's a trait, because it's not like, oh, because we cry, so oh, that means you're a girl. Like,
but we're
sensitive, we're more sensitive
and nurturing, and that's where that comes from.
And there's nothing wrong with a man being sensitive, Ali. That means
crying.
He's open and he's vulnerable and he's showing you his heart. And that's where I think toxic masculinity and toxic femininity comes in, because we have this thing where we tell men, man up, stop crying, like men don't do that, men don't do this, that. And
because we're taught it from young as well, it's harder for them to then let that go
and unlearn it, because that's what you've been taught and you've been conditioned to believe. And it's saying with like women, like girls don't do this. And I was, believe it or not, I was raised a tomboy. Like my mum was a tomboy.
I was a tomboy.
So it's like I changed from being a tom. I transitioned from a tomboy. So I'm not a tomboy anymore, clearly. I feel like I'm very feminine, but I know that I do have masculine traits. But I like to say I'm alpha female, so I'm strong.
I think that's what it's better to be labelled as rather than masculine, because masculine can also be seen as, in men, it's more the strong, burly, big chested, that kind of thing, and feminine supposed to be women, soft and
fragile and
passive and
delicate,
which don't always
and weak.
Exactly.
And soft, and I'm like, wait a minute now, honey.
And that's the toxicness about it.
That's the toxic.
You put it in that category, and because you're a girl, you're supposed to act this way, and because you're a man, you're supposed to act this way. This is not necessarily the way. But
that's more so what society says, and how you should act, and how you should be, and how you should dress. Because if you're not, then you're not this and you're not that, and we need to like stop that with the toxicity of it all, because that is negative energy. And especially if you got young boys and young girls that are very impressionable, and you're pouring that into them and saying you don't do this, you can't do this, you shouldn't do this,
blocking them before they even get older, and then they can't, what's the word I'm looking for?
Can't develop. It will stunt their growth.
Men are 4 times more likely to commit suicide than women, which I think it's more due to the fact,
I didn't know that, you know.
4 times. I think it's due to the fact that they don't feel they can open up. They don't feel they can say something, because then they'll be seen as less as a man. They'll be seen as more feminine than... And that's what we kind of have to get out of our mindsets, out of what we're teaching the younger ones, that you can still be masculine and express yourself.
Yes. It's like my son. I know I'm always talking about my kids, honey. I'm always talking about my kids, child. But my son, and you know, he is very sensitive. He is such a sensitive child. And I used to be like, oh my gosh, he's so soft. I'm not like this. Why is he so soft? But not realizing actually I'm really sensitive myself. So that's something that is also good. I like how she's got it so hard. That's something he's got for me, but that's what makes him so pure, because he's so sensitive, he's so loving, nurturing, he's so caring. Like, he doesn't want to hurt any of God's creatures, and he cares about everyone. He doesn't like hearing sad stories. He gets emotional. And that's such a quality and a trait that I want him to take into adulthood.
As a man.
As a man. So I know it'll be so valuable to his future wife. Hey, daughter-in-law. So it's like, I had to say to myself, okay, be careful what you say to him, because I don't want him to think him being sensitive is something bad.
It could shut him down from now, and then he could lose that as he grows.
And then he'll lose that. And I want him to keep that quality, because that's what makes his heart so big and him so loving.
And that's what will make him a better man.
Exactly. So it's definitely something, if as parents, if you've got young kids, it's something that I think we need to focus on, because a lot of things stems from childhood. And when you got some of these walkless men out there, this is not not the views of Trader Views, this is Abraham. And you got some of them, and you see how they were raised, or lack of, then you understand, like, okay, that's where it came from. So we've got to be careful what we put into our kids, because same with women. That's no,
it's the same with women.
Same with women who, like, if you can't cook, this is toxic femininity. Or if you don't want to have kids, it's like, you don't want to have kids, but you're a woman. Like, you're meant to have, you're meant to have kids. Or if you can't cook, why can't you cook?
But I feel anything that I can do, I would want my partner to be able to do. If I can cook, I want you to be able to cook. If I'm cleaning and all that stuff, I'm going to want you to do the same thing.
I never want more than I can bring, because then he gonna be like, well, what you got to do? And I'm gonna be like, actually. So
it's true, man.
Isn't it good to have a good balance, that you're capable of doing certain things, and then the male is capable of doing certain things as well?
Definitely.
So you both have something to bring to the table.
Yeah, definitely. But the basic minimum, the bare minimum traits, I think everybody should have. Everybody should know how to feed themselves.
Yeah,
Don't go into a relationship thinking I don't need to learn this because that person's gonna bring it.
you're a man. I don't like. That's what I'm saying. So it's like a woman should cook, and the man, you just gonna sit there, and I'm just gonna feed you. Yeah. And I'm a nurturing kind of woman, so I'm happy to cook for my man.
Yeah,
I like doing that. I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna take care of you. You know, give you a massage if you deserve it and stuff. I will look after my man.
You
feel like royalty. Okay.
Yeah.
But you have, like you said, it has to be balanced. So you've got to bring something. I'm not raising another child. Okay.
I ain't raising nobody.
I am not raising. She ain't raising nobody because she ain't got no kids. She ain't raising nobody. And I've got 2, so I'm not raising the 3rd one. So it needs to work both ways. It needs to be a mutual understanding. So if I'm bringing something, I'm taking care, I'm doing this in the house, okay, what are you doing? Not every day I'm going to cook. Why don't you cook?
Exactly.
I'm tired of being a strong black woman. You know? So put out the rubbish.
I think, just meeting in the middle alone is best for a relationship. Don't expect too much.
Exactly.
And bring your best as well.
Because I can do all that. I cook. I'm the cook. I'm the chef. I'm the maid. I wash the clothes. I put the washing machine together. I put the fridge together. I do the trampoline. I change the fuse. Like, I'm the plumber.
But at the same time, if a man was to come in and do it, then I would not stop and be like,
trust me,
I'm the woman in the house. I'd be like, do your thing.
I'm not gonna stop you. I'm gonna let baby take the lead. Take out the rubbish.
That's fine.
No problems. You want to take me out for dinner? I don't have to cook. Boy, I'm already in the car. He ain't saying nothing. Why it takes so long?
Right, so because of the current standard of society, now where, for example, women are in more powerful positions, which in some cases people will see women in them positions of having masculine traits, so now they're leaders, they are bosses.
Some men who are, I think, alpha males, it is an issue. They do not want their woman to earn more than them, and then that's again toxic masculinity and toxic femininity. Like, your place is there and my place is here.
Yeah. They all want to kind of be at the head. Yes,
and they feel like they're not the man. You know, they're not as masculine if their woman earns more than them. And I don't understand why.
Which is weird because you are in a partnership, you're in a relationship.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be. Why do you always want to be?
I've got more, so I'm there and you're there. Because some men, I feel like they want the women to like be leaning and like need them. And if she's earning more, I think men feel like then we don't.
Then they're not needed.
We don't need you. But
we need men more than financial gain. It's not why we have men, for them to pay the bills and to earn more.
You should already have that sorted. When your partner comes in, they should be adding value to your life.
Not building you up.
Not build, like, whatever. You should already be set. So they are a bonus. They are not the prize. They're not the end goal.
They're not the catch.
They're not the catch. They're not the part of the goal at the end of the rainbow. They're a bonus because you good either way. You here or not, I'm still gonna be good. But with you here, it's like the cherry on top. That's how
we can elevate together.
We can grow together. I mean, I don't mind if my man earns more than me, obviously. But also, if I earn more than him, I'm cool with that too. As long as he's working and I see he's out there and he's going to work, he's getting up. Like,
I want him to be strong enough to feel that if I do earn more, then
that's okay.
And he doesn't have to feel so complacent with it. He can just accept it, and then he can support me as well.
Just support. Like, if he's doing something that he's passionate about and that he enjoys doing, and I earn more doing what I do, I'm not going to complain. Now, if he's doing something where I feel like, okay, I know you've got potential, you can do more, and you can earn more. If he's just like, just coasting, and I'm out there hustling, grinding, and I'm coming home cooking and cleaning, I'm doing this and doing that.
Too laid back, taking the back seat,
and he's just comfortable, the
bare minimum, that's a problem.
Then we have to have a conversation. Where are your strengths? What do you think you can do so you can level up, so we can both level up? Because as we go back to the gender roles, as a woman, I'm expected to work as hard as you are, but then I still need to take care of the home.
Yeah.
We're both going to work. I may be working longer hours, but when you come home, you want your dinner cooked. Like, you go, that's just, I'm not saying it's right, but that's just, you know, men.
Yeah.
And not only that,
you still want that nurturing wife at home.
They still want that.
That's where I think a lot of people, or I say some people, get gender, sort of gender equality and masculinity and femininity confused. Like, gender equality is more about equal opportunities within a society, whether that's via income or via fair treatment, you know, politically or economically. Where for men, they feel that sort of gender equality now has taken away, well, some men feel that gender equality now has taken away their masculinity a bit. Where for me personally, I think it's more of a positive thing. What is wrong with a woman being in a high position? What is wrong with, you know, a woman being powerful? There's nothing wrong with that.
Do you think it's because they then have to take orders from a woman?
Why would
we do.
But if they're like a job role, if they're higher up
in a job role, then that's different.
Woman.
A lot of men don't like to be told what to do by women, but like in the home, it would be different. I suppose it's worse as well if your boss is a female and then you go home and your wife earns more than you, then it might affect you more.
It takes away the masculinity then.
Yeah, mentally, like internally, then you're gonna feel a certain way. But I'm like, it doesn't. As long as we're both working, I don't really care. As long as we both got goals, and even if you're not working, you might have been working and then you was earning more, but you was made redundant. So I've got to hold down the fort. Yeah. I'm okay with that because I know like that's out of your control and you're trying to bet. And you're trying to bet yourself. I'm cool with that. It's just if you're just listen, you know, I do nothing, then that's when it's just like a different thing altogether. You want
to come in and bring your peace.
A partner, balance. Because while you've got your home and you're doing what you're doing, he's come from his own home as well, where he's probably been on his own and he's had to pay all the bills and he has to wash all the clothes, he has to do what you do as well. So if you come together, it should be teamwork, it should be effort, and you both do certain things and don't see it as, oh well, and it's your job because you're women to do that.
Can we not have that you should be doing this, you should work together?
No, we're working together, honey. Don't tell me I should be ironing and I should be cooking. We're going to compromise. If I'm going to cook the dinner, you're going to wash the dishes.
Because imagine if I'm sick, nobody going to eat in the house. Somebody got to eat. Somebody got to cook.
Exactly. Like, we each take a room in the house to tidy. The kids, everyone take a room. We all work together. Okay.
It's the teamwork of it. And
it's teamwork. And
that's what it boils down to in a relationship. That's what it should be. It shouldn't be your masculine, your feminine, out for this. It's teamwork. Work together. Communicate.
Communication is the key, honey.
Well, that's it. And I think it's because it's not too long ago that these masculinity and femininity traits were different. Like, for example, starting with like femininity and like a feminine, a female, like a young girl traditionally, not too long ago I would say, was encouraged to be in the kitchen, cook, clean, nurture, where a male basically, or a young boy, was more encouraged to be tough, strong, maybe assertive and dominant. Now females have masculine traits as well and vice versa. So I think now we just have to learn and accept that society has now changed. And I think because it's still quite new in people's minds, it's changing, and we're gonna see a lot of change, and it's gonna progress with this over the years. But because it's still new to some people, it's a shock to the system. It's like we've become like such a politically correct society that the roles are confused now. There's always this question that people ask about independent women, and it's where would a man fit in their life? Because you've got that type of independent woman where it's like, well, I don't need no man because I've got this and because I've got that.
That's you.
That's me.
But I was going to say that would be a toxic trait of...
So you would class that as toxic femininity? Because
in a sense where you're saying I don't need, in a sense where a man would think of it as in I'm not needed.
Yeah.
You can be independent and still not have to, well, sorry, you can be independent and a man can still come in and fulfill his role in a relationship.
But do you think that is why, because another thing I've heard, apparently a lot of sort of independent women in high powerful positions either find it hard to find a partner.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Or have like relationship problems, a lot of them,
but I don't,
because of that. Yeah, carry on, sorry. Yeah.
I don't think being an independent woman should stop you, well, should stunt you from getting a partner, although it does. I think you have to find, I'm not even going to say like a strong man or a certain type of man. A certain type of man has to be able to fit into your world, just like how as an independent woman or as a female, if you have an independent man, you're going to have to slot in somewhere. Like, you're going to have a partnership with somebody.
Well, that's it really. It's about creating spaces, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about the jigsaw puzzle.
Being independent doesn't mean that you're locking off somebody's... I don't think of the word.
Okay. I disagree with the it being toxic, you saying you being an independent woman.
No, not that bit. Saying that you can't have a man because
saying
you're
I don't need a man.
No, yeah, that's what I disagree with. You saying because you're an independent woman saying you don't need a man. I don't think that's toxic.
Right.
Because if for me personally, it's fact.
Right.
I do not need a man. A need is a necessity.
Right.
I don't need you to function.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing fine by myself. Now, do I want to have a man, want to have a partner? Yes, I do. Do I want you to add value to my life? Yes, I want you to bring something, and I want to add value to your life as well. But it's not toxic me saying I don't need you, because I don't need you. But I do want to have a partner. I do want to be with someone. And if you're here, it's going to be great. But if you're not here, I will be okay. Like,
sorry to cut you off. When I say it like that, I don't mean it as in, like, what you're saying, all that stands. But when I'm saying that, you don't need, I feel we need each other. We need a partner. We need, not necessarily to live. Like, no one's going to go their whole of their life alone. As in, we need that. As in, we need the comfort. We need somebody, you know, to be with. Not as in, I need you to come and pay my bills, I need you to come and look after the house, I need you to raise this, that and the other. Not in that sense, like...
I still don't think that's toxic though, saying that you...
No, saying that you...
Yeah, I still don't think, because that's just me. They're like, oh no, they heavily disagree. But this is what it's about. We don't always agree on things, but personally, I hear what you're saying, but it's just a toxic part, because the toxic to me is a negative, and me saying that I don't need that to me isn't a negative or toxic, because I do want to have that, and you do, you need, when you're in a relationship, it's got to be a partnership, but me saying I don't need a man to me is not a negative or toxic thing, because to me it's just facts. I know you don't need no man, because you're good on you're old, you fine, you're an independent woman, but you want a man.
Like in a long term thing, I think it can kind of like take away,
but that's not toxic,
from you as a person.
Because I will say I don't need it, but I'm gonna say that don't mean I don't want it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because as well, some people do like to feel that they're needed.
Yeah.
My answer to ones is going to be different, and sorry, I didn't even mean to cut you, but I have to get it out because I keep forgetting what I'm trying to say. So my answer is different because I have children. So whereas when it comes to, I'm aware that when a man comes into my life, certain things as far as parenting, which is something, I'm not even gonna lie, it's gonna be a big thing for me. For me to, I don't want to say allow, but I'm going to say allow because they're my children. Obviously, when we're dating, you're not stepdaddy straight away. But if I was to get into like a serious relationship, okay, my kids are part of the package. So we're going to raise my children together. They're going to be our children. If my partner has kids, they're our children. That's my stepchildren as well. So I'm going to be part of their lives. So in the same way, I have to allow... I don't know what else to say, allow, but let the man lead, as in, where I'm used to, well, I say my house with my kids goes. But that's something I also had to learn, that I can't be like, yeah, I want us to be a family, I want it to be part of my life. But then when it comes to my kids, I'm like, well,
don't tell them.
this is where the lie starts. You can't tell my kids this, you can't tell them to go. Don't say that to my kids, you talk to me. So, but I think you have to find a balance as well, because also they're your children, and they have to be respectful, because I always like to think as well, the shoes on the other foot. So if it's my stepkids, I have to remember they have a mother who raised them. So I can't cross the line. But obviously if they're around me and my kids, they're in my house, they have to follow my rules. So I think in that sense, it's something that you really have to sit down as a family, and you have to have a conversation. Like, and as far as disciplining the kids, for me, it's a no-go. My partner is... You can't put your hands on my kids, point blank period. Like, no, I don't even want you shouting at my kids. Like, I don't want that. You can talk to them and tell them, but I feel like if it's a serious issue that you're concerned with, you need to bring it to me. But these are things like, you have to go in with the part, you have to have those conversations, because you want the man to lead and feel like he's a man in your house, like, I'm the man. But then when you have kids, it goes deep, because
I think them sort of, sorry to cut you there as well, I think them sort of conversations, I feel they need to happen before the actual situation occurs.
Definitely.
Because then, again, if that situation did occur, where maybe, it's different strokes for different folks. So what you're saying is what your requirements are. He probably had it different in his ex-relationship, so maybe he was with a woman that didn't mind him shouting.
Something you can't plan as well, because you can talk before, but it's like when you have kids, and you bring a guy, the guy's fine and everything, but when they meet your kids, you're watching how they interact with your children, and also you're gauging how your children interact with them. Now, if your children ain't got no time for them, it's a done. It's already done. It's a wrap. And then if your kids do get on with them, you're watching certain interactions and the conversations before you had nothing's gonna affect that until it actually happens and you see. And sometimes they might snap at your kid and talk to them a certain way. You're like, you're in shock. Like, where did this come from? Who you think you're talking? And then
again, that's probably the masculine side of them, though. And that's the thing where, again, because we are now living in a new society where now maybe certain traditional masculine traits are being taken away. Like, for example, even a shouting thing. Like, you'll say, for example, a man's not allowed to shout at your kids, but then they go to school and then you're allowed a teacher. Different
strokes for different folks, because I told my kids, ain't nobody allowed to, I'm getting ratchet. Ain't nobody allowed to shout at you but me. Ain't nobody gonna be dragging you up and down. Me, I have them talks with both my kids, and I've had teachers shout at my kids, and I come to my daughters come to me, and I've gone to the school. Don't you talk to my daughter, no way. I leave her here for you to teach her. I said, be respectful to them, but if they disrespect you, you have the right to defend yourself. I don't care. Ain't nobody gonna talk to my kids. Ain't nobody gonna talk to my kids in no certain type of way, because they're my children. I raised them. Some parents might allow and see that. You was naughty. You probably deserve it. No, you don't. You don't show.
Different strokes for different folks. Again, that's why it is, because that is, I guess, classed as stating your authority, which again,
I guess
is
that's
a traditional masculine trait.
Because I have to be the mother and the father.
Right, exactly.
So I know that I'm very aware that I'm a strong personality, and that I'm an alpha female, and that I do have masculine traits, and that I will switch up. And if that means I have to verbally deal with it, or if you have to catch this fade, then it is what it is. Especially when it comes to my children, like, I do not. Anything else, I can calm. I think I can probably deal with it. But when it comes to my children,
most parents,
it's different. So that's what I'm saying. When it comes to the masculinity and the femininity, when it comes to parents with kids, it's also different in the household as well with the man. Yes, you want to be masculine, but if you're used to being a single mom and you've been on your own for so many years, doing the plumbing, doing everything, doing that, trust me, I want you to lead, but you're going to have to understand that it's going to take time for me to...
Yeah, both have to adjust.
Adjust, for me to be like, because I'm the neck, I want my husband to be the head, I really do. But it's going to take me time, because sometimes I'm going to be battling and forgetting that I'm the neck, because I'm going to think I'm the head.
Yeah.
But if you're respectful and you do it in a certain way where I don't feel like it's a dictatorship or an order, and I feel like you're coming from a genuine place of concern and care, and it's what you're saying to me is because you want me to level up, and it's something positive. I will follow you all the way, honey. Wherever you want to go,
definitely the way,
we'll go.
The way they say it.
It's the way they say.
If you're telling me as in an order to do it, it's going to be received a lot different than you helping me.
Like, babes, you know what? I really think this would be good. I looked into this. We should do this, or me, you and the kids, we gonna do this and we gonna there this time, and I need you to wear this. You can't wear that. Where you think you go to that? So
which one sounds better?
Yeah, because there's a lot of women that they have that femininity in them, and they do play that role where they're, you know, more submissive, docile, and I didn't want to be.
It's more passive. It's passive.
Yeah, because
submissive.
Listen, I will be submissive. I think there's nothing wrong with being submissive. Believe it or not, I'm open to being submissive because, like I said, I want my husband to lead. But you have to be respectful.
That's the key.
That's all it is. There's nothing wrong with a woman being submissive, and there's also different levels of being submissive. They're the ones that are blindly submissive, no questions asked. Yes, sir. 3 bags full, sir. Whatever you say, sir. No problem, sir. And there's submissive in a sense, like you said, when you're saying it in a way that's respectful. And it's a conversation, whereas I'm the neck and you're the head. I would like you to do this because okay, then it's cool. There's different ways, but then there's women that are like that, where men, they're in relationships or situationships where the man is the man and you are beating my chest, I'll do whatever. You're in the kitchen doing this, they want to wear.
Don't do as I say.
I was watching the show the other day, and the woman wants to go work, but the husband's like, no, your place is in the house. You cook, you clean, you look after the kids. I bring home the bacon, you can't work. And it's from America, so she's getting a real estate license. She's got it, she's done all the paperwork, done the courses. She's like,
was that before they were married and stuff? Or?
That was while they've been married, she done the work.
So you must have known that she was going to be looking to do something.
And she was working before they got together, but then, you know, you get married, you have the kids, you're raising the kids. You kind of get lost, you lose yourself, you take care of your husband and your kids. Then you want to do something for yourself.
Find you again.
He encouraged her to do all this.
And then when she got there...
when she got there, she's like, got the license and everything. He's like, yeah, it was for fun.
What?
See, that's rude.
That's toxic. That is toxic masculinity too.
That definitely is.
That is when it's toxic. And if you're in that, you need to. I'm telling you, not.
But I personally feel that maybe he feels threatened as well, because certain men are threatened by a woman
going back to work.
Going
back to work and being in a powerful position.
He's in real estate as well, so that's his business.
So it's his field as well, so he don't want to be overtaken by her.
And she's obviously alongside with him, working with him, so she's picked up things over the years to the point where she's got a love and a passion for it now, so she wants to do it. And instead of him seeing them coming together and being powerful and having double the income in the household,
he sees her as the competition.
He sees her as competition, and he'd rather keep her there. Just in that
you can be good as long as you're below me.
That's very healthy competition, because at the end of the day,
you're pushing.
What are you have they got a daughter?
They've got kids, they got a daughter as well.
Right. So what message are you telling your daughter?
Exactly.
Don't go for powerful positions. Don't fulfill your dreams. Just rely on a guy to fulfill his dreams, and you just stay in the kitchen and cook and clean.
And that's the thing women have to look. When it comes to relationships, well, just in life, I always say try and have your own. So that's why you coming with your fancy car and your bag of money and all that, and you design and all this, it means nothing to me, because I'm thinking, honey, when he leaves you, you're still gonna be back on the bus. You ain't gonna have nothing. How many of these models marry these footballers and basketball wives, and they're all this, and then when they break up, they have nothing. They've got no education. They've got nothing to fall back on because their
whole role was to be the girlfriend and the wife.
They were so comfortable and complacent. They never thought, let me take some of this money, take the money, honey, but invest it, build something for yourself. So if that happens, it might not happen. You might stay together forever, but I think we should always have something. Or if you don't have enough, just don't be blinded by the lights. Yeah. Because when he goes, he's going to take that with him. And then there's the worst ones that I want everything that I gave you back. I want the diamonds.
Toxic.
Toxic.
Different kind of toxic.
Like, don't give me nothing unless you go put it in my name. I don't want, don't buy me no car unless you brought the car off. Not leasing it, you brought it off and it's in my name, give me the paperwork. Don't buy me no house unless it's in my name. I don't want none of that. And we're going to set up a contract, I'll pay you back, honey. Don't come for me.
How vital or important is, in your opinion, is masculinity and femininity in today's society?
I think it's important to a certain degree, but it depends on I guess we're going to speak individually because it depends on the women. Because personally, I don't like a guy who's bursting out at the seams, and I especially don't like guys
or tough leader.
I like a guy, but I do like, because I'm an alpha female, I'm a struggle, as I keep saying. Personally, I know I ain't gonna work with someone that's not strong-minded and who we can go toe to toe with. I need someone that's strong, mentally strong. I don't mind if you're sensitive. That doesn't, as long, because I'm sensitive, but I think I'm still strong, and you can be both.
Yes,
so
definitely.
And I like being feminine. I love it. I love being girly. I love dressing up. I love being cute, and I want to be next to my man that I feel like he's tall. I know that might be to some people like, oh, stereotyping, that's toxic because you want, but that's my preference. I do want a man that is tall and he looks just, I don't want to say looks strong because he doesn't have to physically. That, to me, being strong isn't like how you look physically.
He has a presence.
That's it. He has a presence. It's not about muscles, and because I don't go for that. I like my guys a little bit meaty. So it's just like a presence about him. When you look at him, it's, I can't explain it, but a presence is a good way of saying it.
I do like a masculine man, but like you were saying, I'd like as well to have that balance of sensitivity there. I don't want to call it femininity, you know, that's what it is, but it's more, I just want you to be in touch with your nurturing side.
Yeah, with your feminine side, as they say. I want a man to be in touch with his feminine side.
Yeah, I suppose, because
that's a great trait, though.
Yeah, there's going to be times where, you know, you want to sit on the sofa and you want to just cuddle up and stuff. You don't want a man that's going to be there as a rock. Nah.
Yeah.
Man can't hold you up.
Fam.
You sit over there.
Man don't hold the hands. Well, we ain't holding the hands, fam. That makes me look soft. I've been with guys that's tough. Like, I ain't holding hands out. Like, making me look soft. You give me my arm, though.
Ridiculous.
Because to them, it makes them look weak if they're holding their woman's hand.
I'm like, who are you doing this for then? Like, if you can't be that caring and nurturing towards your woman, you're trying to show the man them.
And then when they go home, I bet you when they go home, they're crying on their girl's lap, watching the Notebook. Like, for me, toxic masculinity is when the guys are with a group of guys, you know, because you can hear in the background, you're like, love you, baby, and they're like, I can't say that, like, I'm with a man there.
Express yourself
like,
openly.
You can't, what is wrong with it? We need to normalize
men being comfortable,
being
expressing their
sensitive
feelings.
and being nurturing. Like, it's okay to, you're not gonna, if that was your mum, you're not gonna say I love you, go, I'm with a man.
Yeah, and a lot of, it's funny because a lot of guys would be sensitive to their mums and sisters, but then be different with
their women.
With women, but it's still a female.
In public. Like, behind closed doors, some of these men are crying, sucking their thumbs and rocking, like, sitting on your lap.
Which is still okay.
That's okay, baby. I will run my fingers through your hair. Yeah. And then when they're out on road, you see them with their guys, and you just like, why are you trying it?
But at the same time, I like that. When you're with me, I don't want you to be the same person as you are on
Don't treat me like the man then.
But I don't want you to act totally different. If I say on the phone, love you, then I'm gonna want you to say it back, regardless whether you're around your man or not. Because that should not matter. Your feelings for me should not be affected by your surroundings at the time.
Does that still happen nowadays, though, I mean, because
I don't know. I don't know if they still say
I can't talk.
no, because I know when we was younger, them things you.
I must say,
but
when
I
I
was
was
thinking,
younger.
as a man myself, you know, as men get older. As men get older, them things don't matter anymore. They don't really care about,
But
you know, their reputation.
Wait. Let me ask you a question, man. So if you was with your woman that you loved and you're in a relationship, you've been together for years, you're with the man then, and she's like, I love you, babe, and you always say I love you back when you're at home and stuff. Would you say I love you too?
When I'm around the guys?
Yeah.
I've done it before, 1,000,000%.
Okay.
That's nothing to me though.
Do you know our guys where...
You know what it is? Because I'm not insecure within myself. And that's what it is.
Yes, T, that's what I'm talking about.
My guys around me are like that as well. So it's like I guess we feed each other that same trait where, you know,
so
whether you're around a man's or not, if you love your woman, you love your woman.
Because I saw a video of that on Insta the other day, and it was guys talking to his girl, and his friend was recording him, and she was like, I love you, and he was like, I love you, and then he was like, man just said I love you.
He was single. You know the one, he was single.
I'm just like, this is what I'm talking about. That's so toxic, because then we don't get the nurturing men who are going to be like,
are you going to make your boy feel uncomfortable because he's sharing his love to his woman?
Listen, you better say I love... Listen, I want you to treat me the same way you do if it's just me and you, and when it's you and your people. If you make me feel special and like a queen, because if you don't, we're going to be together anyways. Yeah. But if you do, so you're going to do that when we're at home, I want you to carry that same energy when we're out in public. We don't have to hold hands all the time, but every now and then, you know, we can hold hands. Can, you know, link arms. Do you hold hands with your girl, or do you think that's... To
be fair, when I was younger, I ain't going to lie, I used to think it's a soft thing, but I think I think it's with age. So as I've gotten older and become more mature, more secure within myself, I would say, it wouldn't be a problem for me. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit there and like, I've never thought that before, where like, I ain't holding hands, I'm holding hands for, like, man don't do that, but obviously now it's different, and it's like, you know, you get older and you just, certain things that you felt was important to you then, are minor now.
It's so weird. Something that we see as something so simple to them, it seems as something like it's taking away from their masculinity and their strength and them being manly, because just holding it.
Because you want a little love. Yeah. You want a little affection.
It's so mad.
Yeah, it's definitely a mentality thing.
That's what it is. It's like how they want to be portrayed. They want to be portrayed as masculine and hard and so.
And we can't have that. I need someone that's fun and energetic, that likes to be stupid. I don't take myself seriously. Like, I'm dizzy and ditzy as like I don't even care though, because that is me, and I want someone who will accept me for me, and it's okay me being stupid, because I'm as old as I am, and Shanghai is up there. I still want to have fun. I'm very youthful and energetic, so I just want to be like. And I don't want no man that's just like toxic masculinity, that like they can't be playful, they can't like mess around and stuff, because to them it's like it's soft, it seems weak.
I wouldn't be able to box you with a pillow and then you run after me. That kind of stuff. Not be, what you doing, man?
What you doing, fam? Like, like he's ready to
you want man to get mad?
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't always have to be on 10. Like you don't always have to be so aggressive. It doesn't mean like you're. And I don't like men who lead with their masculinity. As in the sense like, okay, you know you're a man, but if you have to keep saying how I do this to him, man will do this to him, or if someone does so, you step in a man's toe, like always like leading with their mask, trying to prove that like if you're the man and you know you're the man, you don't have to prove how strong and masculine you are. Like not everything just warrants a fight. Like that puts me off. Like when I'm like, the guy, it was an accident, he said sorry, but it's like you have to prove how bad and manly you are by doing something, taking it to 10 when all you have to say is it's cool. For me, you say
you can be more manly by addressing the situation, not letting it go, but okay, this has happened.
moving on. That to me is strength.
That's more manly than.
That to me is more masculine. That to me is strength, when you don't have to fight all the time. You don't have to lead with it. You don't have to prove you're a bad man. But I don't like when guys do this a lot. I don't know if they still do it, but back in the day when you was with a guy you liked, and he had a friend, I don't know even how to explain it in English, but they always try and bad up their friend.
Yeah.
To
show off.
Yeah, to show, like, put their friend down to like make it seem like they're the man.
Yeah.
They're
I'm the alpha male.
I'm the alpha.
I run things.
But to me, I don't like that, because if that's your friend, why would you make them look a certain way?
Exactly.
That to me is not strength. That's not masculine. That to me is weakness.
Yes,
and,
I was gonna say.
And something I don't like. But a lot back in the days when they always would like to do that to show you like, I'm the guy, and I'll be like, no, that's just put me up.
And it's not always an attractive trait. There are some girls that do like that.
Well, isn't that bullying? It's a bit.
Yeah, it's bullying, because it's always the weaker one. Because I'm thinking, are you gonna have the same energy with like someone like bigger and badder than you? And I always say, everyone thinks they're bad till they meet someone that's bigger and badder than them. Like,
that's true.
Pick your battles. Not every battle or everything deserves an answer, reply, or deserves a fight. Like, if it's not warranted, why are you going on extra? Because I just see it as extra and unnecessary. And I've been around guys and I've seen that, and it's just. So I liked them before that, and then I was just like, oh, I don't like you because.
Because if you're gonna go on like that every time we go out, or every time something happens, we go to dinner, somebody bumps past your chair, and then you act like that, like.
I want to fight every guy that looks at me like.
I mean, if a man's not looking at your woman, then
you should worry. But
you're gonna want to know that.
As long as they're not being, it's different when a guy's being disrespectful to your woman. Damn right, I expect you to stand up for me.
Yeah.
I do it. That's when I'm like, okay, there you can lead with your masculinity.
But they appreciate it, or just looking, or people are gonna look.
If he's really calling me out my name and saying something, that's what now. So this is where people might say it's toxic, because if you don't, I'm gonna look at you as like, really? You just made him talk. You just stood there because I know. But I would have checked. I'm gonna check him regardless, probably before you even get to say nothing, because that's just me. And if it was the other way around, there's no way on earth I'm gonna be with my man and no female is gonna talk to my man and disrespect him a certain way, and I'm just gonna sit there, mind my business, and eat my food.
Yeah.
We gonna have a problem. You gonna step back, and I'm gonna handle this. And I like it when I'm with guys, and I do try and And
they're like, no, stop.
Yeah, and the guy's disrespectful to me, and I'm ready to go. I'm like, I'm on 10 now. I'm ready, and the guy's like pushes me back. I'm like, oh okay. That's when it's a positive way to lead with your masculinity, when you're being protective, and not when you're just, like you said, bullying and boasting and trying to act bad. So there's different ways to use your masculinity, in a positive way and a negative way to lead with it.
Well, there's definitely going to be a lot of change now. Obviously now we've got like the feminist movement, and now we've got like the Me Too movement. I think certain things are overboard. Like I come across something on TV. I'm not going to say the name of the show.
Yeah.
But apparently, not even apparently, there's a woman on there that was offended by a guy opening the door for her.
Oh yeah, I heard stuff like that, and I'm just like.
I mean, where do we draw the line here?
Okay, but there's a difference. There's a difference between femininity there's a difference between femininity and feminist. And not also a difference between femininity and feminism. There's extremes to it, like we're not going to wear bras because we don't want to be restricted. That's cool on you, boo. Let your titties flow. But I want mine to be restricted. Lift me up, okay? So, I'm just saying.
But also, to be a feminist doesn't mean you hate men. And that's what people get mixed up, because you're fighting for women's rights, and you're standing up for a woman to have equal power per se. It does not mean that you have to run down a man, or that you think men are waste.
But I mean, when you're getting offended by chivalry, I mean,
that's
come on.
That's
when you're taking that I'm an independent woman too far. I'm not.
That's the toxic
femininity.
Making it out like
toxic feminine. That's toxic femininity. I personally I'm gonna look at you and I'm gonna stand there waiting for you to open the door. I love it. I am so appreciative of when a man has old school traits where he opens the door, he pulls out the chair, and he let you, you know, he opens the car door. For me, oh my life, I'm like, oh, like, put it on and make you want to marry me. To me, that is sexy. That to me, it's a gentleman. It shows.
And that's what it is.
Being a gentleman, I feel like it's something that is a lost trait and quality that not a lot of men have. I know some.
A lot of my male friends
are gentlemen.
Yeah, that's all I know, really, to be fair.
So I do know, because to be fair, like guys that I have dated in the past, they do open doors. So I feel like the guys, they have also created a standard where now I've been treating a certain way that I expect you to open doors and pull out chairs. And when a guy does that, I'm just like, oh my gosh, okay, you was raised right. Because I say that to my son. Pull out chairs, open doors, don't put your hand on no woman, don't shout.
Respect.
It's respect. And that's still masculine. There is strength in being a gentleman. It's not weak.
Do you think it's a masculine thing now for a woman to pay for a date?
I feel when I do it, I'm not going to lie, I feel like I'm a boss. I feel
because I was just about to say, because certain women do get like a thrill out of that.
I do. Like, I feel masculine, I feel strong.
It kind of feels like
empowered.
And you feel like I can take care of you as well.
Yeah.
It boils down to the women, because some women are like, I'm not paying.
Yeah.
But we're different.
Is that toxic femininity? That I'm not paying women?
It depends on how the date's set up. Like,
if it's you're constantly gonna, for me, okay, I'm just gonna speak for me. For me personally, like I said, I can't be preaching one thing and then it's a one rule for me, enough for you. If I believe that it's the partnership. If you're with a guy and he's constantly paying and you don't even know what he's set up, he might be struggling. Like, I think it's only fair that you have balance. The way I think it's first him, second we both go half, the third, then it's me. So that way, by the third date, we both paid the same. We both invested the same. So if we lose, we both lose. It's not like you keep taking him out. And if you don't even have the money to take him on a date, cook him dinner. I don't think for me that a man should be doing all the just pouring, and I'm just doing nothing.
Ain't all about
femininity.
The dates don't always have to be about spending money. No, spend your time.
It's time and effort. I had this conversation the other day with my special friend. I was talking about just relationships and stuff, and what women, we was talking about this actually, about what women expect, like not this conversation, but it goes into it about how some women are not happy if a man takes them on a picnic. They're upset and they're offended. And I was saying,
in this room, honey.
To me, if a man takes me on a picnic, I'm like, please take me on a picnic. Like,
that's more thought and energy that's gone into it.
I said,
why would they offend it? Is it because of the money side?
The money spending.
That is so toxic.
That is so toxic. I wish y'all could see me. He was like, that is toxic. That is toxic. But to me, I was saying like the effort you have to go get the food, to get the blanket, to get the basket, to plan it.
You've looked at the weather. You know, he's looked at the weather.
You have to put that all out, because that's something women with like gender roles is something the women's meant to do. We're meant to do the picnic. I don't want to plan the picnic. I just want to show up and eat. So like, for the man to put in, he has to cook the food, or maybe he gets the food. That's a lot of effort.
He has to know what you like. He has to know what you're allergic to. He has to know yourself.
Yes. So basically, for us, it's not about money and leading with that and showing your masculinity. It's about time and effort, quality, your heart, your traits. Guys, we've come to the end of our Let's Talk Masculinity and Femininity. We hope you enjoyed our video. watch all our previous videos. We've got Let's Talk, we've got interviews, so there's content for everyone out there. Thank you for your love and your support to our subscribers and also to our sponsors. So shout out to Danes Catering for your local catering and stuff. Get your food, your deliveries, parties, events and all that. I don't know why I'm speaking like this.
I don't either.
Shout out to Say It by Lex if you want your prints, your t-shirts and your cups. Check out our website, and also K.G Holistics and Herbs. We will leave all the details below so you can go to their Instagram page and support them. K.G Holistic and Herbs, you can get your antiviral blend, your mucus-less cleanse, and also your Seamoss gel, all natural and organic. So support black businesses and just support us, full stop.
So we hope you've taken away something good from today, and we hope you've learned something. And if you do have anything to add, the comment box is all yours. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
Bye.